This short video tutorial explains how to configure spam filtering in Proofpoint Essentials. Spam filtering is enabled by default in Proofpoint Essentials. However, you can customize spam settings to be more or less aggressive. To configure spam settings in Proofpoint Essentials, select Company Settings on the main menu and then Spam on the submenu. Use the slider on this page to adjust the sensitivity of the spam filtering engine by lowering or increasing the current trigger level. The lower the number, the more aggressive the filter. The higher the number, the less aggressive. There are a range of other spam settings you can configure. Set the Quarantine Bulk Email option to Yes to quarantine emails that are detected as being bulk email. Check the Quarantine Email Suspected of Being Phish checkbox to quarantine mails Proofpoint Essentials marks as phishing emails. If you don't want end users releasing suspected phishing emails from quarantine, select the Require Administrator Privileges to Release Suspected Phishing Email option. If the Stamp and Forward option is enabled, Proofpoint Essentials will still filter messages for spam. However, instead of moving suspected spam to the quarantine, a configurable text string is appended to the subject line and the email is delivered to the intended recipient. This setting can be enabled at the company or user level. The options available for this setting are: No, the Stamp and Forward option is disabled. Partial, the Stamp and Forward option is enabled for emails whose spam score is between 9 and 19. And All, the Stamp and Forward option is enabled and applies to all mail. You can specify the subject line text string to be used by the Stamp and Forward feature in the Spam Stamp and Forward subject tag field. Set the Include an Easy Spam Reporting Disclaimer in Past Email drop-down list to Yes to append a single-line disclaimer to each inbound email processed by Proofpoint Essentials. The disclaimer will be added to the bottom of each HTML and text email with a link to the Proofpoint Essentials quarantine area. This allows the recipient of an unwanted email to report it directly to Proofpoint Essentials from within the email itself. Proofpoint Essentials spam engine will learn that the reported email was unwanted by this user and accommodate this for this user in the future. The disclaimer reads, "This email has been scanned for spam and viruses by Proofpoint Essentials Cloud Email Security. Click here to report this email as spam." By clicking on the embedded link, the user will be directed to the Proofpoint Essentials login screen. Once they log in, the email will be reported as misclassified. In addition, the user can also create a filter to block email from the sender or the sender's domain. Select the Quarantine Inbound Email Sent by Active Domains Associated with this organization checkbox to quarantine suspected imposter emails that are identified as inbound messages from the Internet where the From domain is one of the company's internal domains. The Inbound Sender DNS Check option provides an additional layer of protection against spam and helps ensure that inbound messages that might not have a destination to bounce to are not allowed in. If you select this option, Proofpoint Essentials will carry out a Sender Domain Validity DNS check on inbound mail. This feature checks if the sender domain has a valid A or MX record, and if not, will designate the message as spam. All the changes you make on this page will only affect new accounts. To apply setting updates universally, select the Update Spam Detection Settings above for all existing user accounts option. When you're happy with your configuration updates, click the Save button to save your changes. Thank you for watching our brief how-to video tutorial on how to configure spam filter settings in Proofpoint Essentials.